The other piece he said is that there's three reasons people make a deal, either because they need it to live, they need it to educate themselves so that they can do what you're teaching them to do, or they're paying you to do it for them. So which route are you trying to take in your marketing? And you need to define your marketing in each one of those categories. And then he also asked, the most important thing that he said in this section was, how are you learning what you can't pay someone to do? And I'll give you a little hint. REConnect does a lot of those things and fills a lot of those gaps for you. So again, hit that calendar link and sign up for a time. I encourage you to do that. And I would greatly look forward to having you on the other side. Moving forward, he said that one of the most important things for him that he focuses on is obviously goals, right? Like everybody has to have goals and taking what he called affordable steps. And so the way he breaks that down in his goals, every night he reads the 10 goals and every morning as well. But he puts down 6 goals that expire in 6 months. And then he puts down one each of goals that expire in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years. And what that allows him to do then is if he doesn't complete it in the 6 months, then that one moves to a 2-year goal. Or it just stays in the 6 months and it just keeps churning. He talked about weight loss, kind of went through about 6 cycles of that. And so that was an interesting conversation for him. And then he talked about how to design a goal, which is interesting. I've never really seen it presented this way, but how to design a goal. So step 1 is, what are you going to accomplish? Step 2 is, how are you going to accomplish it, and be as direct and as explicitly detailed as possible. And then why are you going to do it? Because he said that when the why is wrong, the goal is wrong. And that goal will never be accomplished if you can't get clear enough on why you want to do it. And then he moves on to say, really, you're failing in business for one of 2 reasons. Either A, you're not taking care of your health. And that was a big point of topic at the end. He talked about how he had cancer in 2017. And then again, he quit drinking about the weight loss goal, which video to come. And then he also says that either you're not taking care of your health or you're not seeking enough education. Because if you're not growing in your business, you're failing in your business. And he also mentions, don't try to just get as much general knowledge as possible. Try to get as specific knowledge as possible. So pick out what you are weak in, or you need work in, or you want to focus on, and get specific knowledge around that topic instead of just getting general knowledge about real estate. So that was a super heavy session. We went to lunch after that, and then he answered my question, which will also be in the video that's being edited right now, and we'll explore a little bit more on that. But he answered my question about sobriety, and I thought it was really cool that I was able to kind of interact through this venue with him directly. The next presentation after lunch was Anna Pfeffer. She's the director of marketing for GloverU, and this was a really cool one because it gave us some kind of nuts and bolts around social media marketing and what we should do and what we shouldn't do. And the most important piece for her was frequency. And Jeff said, we don't do anything just once. We want to make sure that if we're implementing something, we can do it with frequency and consistency. So if you're going to make a social media video, don't make one on Monday and then don't make any, and then not make any the rest of the week or the month. You need to be able to do it frequently. If you're going to put up a billboard, like, that can't be all you do, right? You have to create something else around it, because a billboard just isn't going to be enough for you. And that's what I see as a problem a lot of times too, is people think that if they make one video, they're going to get 10 clients, or they make 5 videos, they're going to get 10 clients. I've been making videos for 5 years now, and it still doesn't come that easily. So it's not just about doing the thing once. It's about doing the thing consistently to be able to get it. Damon really touched on that as well. At some point, he talked about consistency and just being driven and being able to show up every day. One of the cool things that she said, which really kind of made me perk up a little bit and kind of change the outlook of how I'm looking at social media. Everybody's trying to hack the algorithm, and hashtags and posting times and which one's the best thing to say. And while all of those things are somewhat important in themselves, she just says, like, let's simplify this as much as possible. There is no algorithm. There is only engagement. So if you're able to drive engagement into your content, likes, comments, shares, all of that stuff, and you can get to a 1% to 5% engagement rate, more to come in the future on the engagement rate calculation. We'll get there. If you're able to get to that target, you're doing it right. And she goes on to talk about where you should spend your time on social media. And this is how you're going to create those rates. You're going to engage your followers. When you get a comment on your post, interact with that person. That person took the time to reach out to you via a comment, and it wasn't a direct message, but it's a comment that they're trying to interact with you. They're doing their part of social media. You need to do your part, respond, interact, engage. And then also search relevant hashtags or topics on the platform that you want to grow on. Go interact with those people as well. Even if you've never interacted with them before, they're not your followers, you're not their follower. Interact with them more. Though that will take those non-followers and create them into followers, because they're going to come to your page when they see your name and if they like what you're talking about, right? You have to put thoughtful comments out there. You can't just put, what's up, good job, great video. They're just going to like that and move forward, or maybe even say thanks and move forward. If you put some kind of thoughtful product or add something to the conversation on that post, you're going to be able to get that person and maybe even hundreds more, depending on how big of a post you comment on or how big of the conversation it is. You may be able to pull them all over to your environment. And if they like what they see, they start interacting with you, and now you've got a new follower. And this is really the only way to grassroots build your following, is by actually reaching out and interacting. And I know Gary Vee has said it before, commenting is part of a marketing strategy at this point, and it's reaching out and commenting on things that you wouldn't normally reach out on, but they're relevant to your topic and you can actively engage with education. And then the third thing she said is make more offers. And I'm going to do it again. Go ahead and click the link to sign up for one of those free coaching sessions. This is extremely, like I said, it's free. It's basically me and you drilling down to your core purpose. We will record it for social media. It'll also be part of the podcast. If you don't want that to happen, we have a paid version that you can do as well. But this one's completely free, 25, 30 minutes of your time. And we really drill down to your core and try to get you to a place where you can then communicate that purpose afterwards. So make more offers and just be able to say like, hey, if I were to put out a webinar about how you buy your first home, who would be interested in that? Probably not going to get 100 hits on it. But if one person says yes, you send them some information. And you either create that webinar or you don't. And some offers are going to work and some aren't. But you're able to make those offers before you even create anything. You get to know how much demand there is for an offer before you even create what the offer's about. And it's really a great way to go about it. You're able to get engagement, get interaction, and all of that stuff. So just make more offers. I would start at this point, if you haven't made any offers, start making one a week. And then when you recognize that you're getting a lot of engagement because you're actually providing value to your audience, you're going to recognize you're getting more engagement. You're going to want to make more offers. And then just remember, it's not about you, it's about them. So you're going to give them what they want. If they're interacting with puppy pictures and that puppy pictures are about your life, just do more puppy pictures. Who cares? Like, just get the more engagement at this point, get more interaction, bring that following in. And then, later on, you can kind of change gears or work in more of the other content. And there was a conversation after a breakout session that one of the attendees came up to the coach and said, hey, we had a post go viral. We're at 7 million views in the last 2 weeks. Obviously, completely non-traditional posting. You're not normally getting that kind of stuff. And he was saying, like, we maxed out at like 10 or 12,000 views before. And so he's got 7 million views on a post. And the coach basically said, like, do that again as many times as you can. Whatever kind of post, we create that structure and turn it into a template and duplicate it as many times as you possibly can right now. Turn your entire account into only serving that, because whatever you found there is gold, and you need to just keep mining that gold as long as you can. And so while you're not wanting to chase a trend, what you are able to do then is provide the value through that post. And obviously there's different types of value. Comment for another time, but I just thought it was interesting to just really just like dig in and make it about your audience completely. She hammered again on the more engagement equals more money. So obviously, as you're getting more engagement, you're going to be able to make more money because there's going to be more followers, more people interacting, all of that stuff. If she could eliminate one thing, and she said it makes her skin crawl, it's the handmade or the stock graphic photos of just Merry Christmas or Happy Valentine's Day. And it's just like all of those things that go out and get posted on your pages by those automated posters, or you may even be paying a service to post them for you. That shit sucks. Nobody cares. It's all stock. It gets spread across hundreds of agents. You're all posting the same shit. She literally said it makes her skin crawl. I completely agree. Like, let's customize it. At least like make it a picture of your face and post happy birthday or happy, like what, just do something different versus those graphics, because it just doesn't work to get engagement. That was kind of the end of her presentation there. And then Jeff did a role play about reducing a sales price with a seller. It was super educational for me because I've obviously never been involved in one of those conversations as a mortgage broker. So I don't know how that conversation would go. But the number one takeaway is schedule your price reduction appointments. So on the initial setup, when you guys agree on a price to set your listing at, you better be saying, if it doesn't sell by X date, we need to have a conversation about reducing the price. And he's got scripts that were based around that, and we'll be kind of using some of those scripts to evolve them for REConnect and kind of customize them for what we do. But I just thought that was very interesting to be able to approach a conversation with a seller and just say flat out, like, if it doesn't sell in 2 weeks, we're going to talk about reducing the price. And it just kind of sets up and makes that conversation easier. And then every Friday, he does market updates with every single listing that he has on the market. What that does is allows you to stay on the pulse of where your client is. It also allows your client to stay on the pulse of the market, making those price reduction conversations a little bit easier because you're always interacting with them. So if you're just listing a property and walking away and not talking to that client again, you're messing up. You're missing out on so many different connection opportunities and a way to build that relationship for the future. The last session of the day was a realtor panel, just like yesterday. I think this is kind of the theme. They do a realtor panel at the end. Really got a couple points out of that one is be more vulnerable with your connections. And one of the direct questions that was asked was, what or where are you feeling vulnerable in this market? So if you need a video idea for tomorrow, there's your video topic. Where are you feeling vulnerable in this market? The next point I got was, if you're bringing in leads from any number of different sources, you need to have a different script for every lead source because of the temperature of those leads. Some of them are going to be 60 to 90 days out. Some are going to be, I got to buy in 6 hours. But those scripts are different and you need to have different conversations with them. So wherever their energy is, match that energy. If you're too high or too low, they're going to walk and they're going to go find somebody that can figure out a way to match their energy. The next point is featuring the stories of your clients that have purchased with you, or even ones you referred to someone else. You can really start to build a referral-based business around your clientele if you're interacting with other agents. And if you're able to have those clients tell their stories, I'm not talking about testimonial reviews. Those are a gimme. You're always going to get those. I'm not having them talk about you. I want them to talk about them. Have them tell your story or their story and how you fit into it. You can fit that in there. It's amazing how the difference shows up. Again, it's about them. It's not about you. So allow them to tell them their story to the world and to your clients, and utilize it for yourself as a way to push out that, hey, we take care of our people. And then, again, if you need fast activity, this one was interesting because it's a strategy I've utilized a little bit in mortgage in the past. But if you need fast activity, start marketing to other agents in your market or in your brokerage if you're in a big brokerage that will take that you can take the stuff that they don't want. So low price stuff, junk house, whatever it is, start telling people that if they don't have time for a deal, if they don't want a deal, if they just, again, it doesn't fit inside their model, go get the referral and pay them 25, 30%. Who cares? Go get the deal. If you need fast results, that's how you can easily do it. Start marketing. And again, it's not easy, but that's how you can more efficiently do it. Start marketing to other agents instead of just marketing, I want to be your real estate agent, call me. That shit doesn't work anymore. It's time to evolve. So there was one more session after, but it was a social media session. And that's a class in its own. I could have done 25, 30 minutes on that all by itself. So appreciate you watching. Again, if you want to schedule something, go ahead and go to the link. It should be in the comments. I'm not sure. I'm not directly on Facebook, so I can't just go check it out and see if that comment did get posted or not. But that's why I keep showing it, and I'll also double check and go post the comment below. So if you want to touch base and get on the podcast and get a free coaching session, click the link. We will talk to you again tomorrow after I have another long day tomorrow. Talk to you soon.